He was once dismissed as bland, called a robot on the mic, and booed by crowds for years. But he eventually rose to become one of WWE's greatest icons and one of Hollywood's most beloved stars of the past decade. His name? John Cena. In the world of professional wrestling, where legends like The Rock, The Undertaker, and Stone Cold Steve Austin once reigned supreme, few have managed to stay on top for 2 decades. Not only did Cena accomplish that, he redefined what it means to be a superstar in the modern era. With his chiseled physique, friendly smile, professional attitude, and an almost unmatched ability to inspire, John Cena became more than just a wrestling figure. He broke free from the ring, crossing into the worlds of movies, television, and global philanthropy. He carried WWE on his shoulders during the PG era, at a time when legends were stepping back. He holds the all-time record for most wishes granted through the Make-A-Wish Foundation, over 650. And he's one of the rare wrestlers to successfully transition into a Hollywood A-lister, starring in blockbusters like Fast and Furious, The Suicide Squad, and the hit series Peacemaker. But getting here wasn't easy. Cena endured criticism, pressure, injuries, and controversies along the way. He's far from perfect, but that's exactly what makes his story worth telling. So, who is John Cena? How did a skinny kid from West Newbury, Massachusetts become the face of WWE for more than 15 years? How did he break into Hollywood without getting typecast as just another wrestler? And what's his legacy now? Why do so many people around the world respect him? Let's dive into the incredible never-give-up journey of the man you just might not see. If you enjoy stories like this, don't forget to subscribe for more. John Cena's backstory and rise in WWE. John Felix Anthony Cena Jr. was born on April 23, 1977, in West Newbury, Massachusetts. He's the second of 5 brothers in a sports-loving, competitive household. His father, John Cena Sr., was a passionate wrestling fan and even worked as a ring announcer for local wrestling events. From a young age, Cena was raised in a disciplined environment where athleticism wasn't just encouraged, it was a way of life. Ironically, the WWE ring wasn't Cena's original dream. He studied at Springfield College, where he played center on the football team. After graduating with a degree in exercise physiology, he moved to California, aiming to become a professional bodybuilder. While working in gyms and even delivering packages to make ends meet, Cena started developing a real passion for professional wrestling, a passion rooted in his family's legacy. In 2000, Cena joined Ultimate Pro Wrestling, UPW, an independent wrestling promotion in California. It was there that he debuted his first character, the Prototype, a half-man, half-machine with an intimidating build and an almost expressionless demeanor. The gimmick got him noticed, and just a year later, Cena signed a developmental contract with WWE, then still known as the World Wrestling Federation, WWF. Cena made his WWE debut on June 27, 2002, in a match against Kurt Angle. He didn't win, but his confident attitude and fearless challenge against one of WWE's top talents left a strong impression. Still, his early run was shaky. A few months in, Cena started fading into the background, lacking the charisma to truly connect with fans. At one point, WWE seriously considered cutting him from the roster. That's when everything changed. In late 2002, Cena started showcasing his freestyle rapping skills on SmackDown. His humorous, edgy, hip-hop persona, dubbed the Doctor of Thugonomics, resonated with younger audiences and brought a fresh vibe to the show. He wasn't just another wrestler. He had style, swagger, and the kind of confidence that made people pay attention. This was a complete reinvention, and it worked. By 2004, Cena's career was gaining real momentum. He won the United States Championship, and in 2005, captured his first WWE Championship by defeating JBL at Wrestlemania 21. That victory marked a new era. With stars like The Rock, Stone Cold, and Brock Lesnar stepping away, WWE needed a new face, and Cena was it. From that moment on, he was the guy. Cena headlined countless pay-per-views, especially WrestleMania, wrestling's biggest stage. Over time, he would go on to win 16 world championships, tying the legendary Ric Flair's record, something only a handful of wrestlers could ever dream of. But more than titles, Cena became a brand. Millions of fans tuned into Raw and SmackDown weekly just to see what he'd do next. And woven into everything he did was a message, one he wore proudly on his shirt, wristbands, and in his attitude: never give up. That slogan became more than a catchphrase. It became a life philosophy, embraced by millions around the globe. Career-defining milestones. If John Cena's rise to WWE was a story of hustle and timing, the years that followed were a testament to how he not only seized his moment, but turned it into an empire built on his name. The first major milestone came at WrestleMania 21 in 2005, when Cena defeated JBL to win his very first WWE Championship. That match didn't just elevate him, it marked the end of an era. Legends like The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Brock Lesnar were already stepping away from full-time wrestling. WWE needed a new centerpiece, and they put their full trust in Cena. From that moment forward, Cena became the face of the company, an unofficial title, but one that came with huge expectations. He consistently held the main event spot at WWE's biggest shows, especially WrestleMania. To date, he's captured 16 world championships, tying Ric Flair's legendary record, something that cements his place in wrestling history. But titles aren't what define greatness. Cena's legacy was also built on classic rivalries and unforgettable moments. His feud with Edge in 2006 was a standout, often cited as one of the greatest storylines of the modern era. The contrast between Cena's honorable persona and Edge's cunning, underhanded tactics created magic in the ring, and drama fans couldn't get enough of. In 2007, Cena faced off against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 23, delivering a match that critics still praise as one of the best in WrestleMania history. He also went head-to-head in brutal rivalries with Batista and his longtime nemesis Randy Orton, a wrestler many consider his greatest in-ring rival. Still, the pinnacle of Cena's career may have been his rivalry with The Rock. Two icons from different generations, The Rock, a symbol of the Attitude Era, and Cena, the embodiment of the PG era, collided at WrestleMania 28 in 2012. Billed as a once-in-a-lifetime event, the match broke revenue records and captivated millions worldwide. Cena lost that night, but 1 year later at WrestleMania 29, he got his redemption and reclaimed the WWE title. Beyond the accolades, what truly earned Cena respect was his relentless work ethic and loyalty to WWE. There were years when he barely took a break, performing through injuries and grueling schedules. After undergoing shoulder surgery, doctors said he'd need at least 6 months to recover. He came back in less than 3. That stunned even medical professionals. Of course, not all feedback was positive. At the peak of his dominance, Cena was sometimes criticized for winning too often and appearing too frequently, earning him the ironic nickname Super Cena. Some fans felt he was pushed too hard, making it difficult for younger talent to break through. But as time went on, those same critics came to appreciate just how much Cena gave to the business. He began losing more often, putting over rising stars like CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and Kevin Owens, stepping back to elevate others, especially when you're still the biggest name in the company, is something few stars are willing to do. Cena did it with grace. John Cena wasn't just a great wrestler. He became a symbol, a leader of a generation, an inspiration to millions, and proof that wrestling isn't just entertainment. It's storytelling at its most powerful. Controversies and career-defining drama. Despite being one of the most beloved and marketable faces in WWE history, John Cena's career hasn't been without controversy. In fact, some of the most defining moments of his journey came through criticism, tension, and unexpected drama, both inside the wrestling ring and on the global stage. Perhaps the most long-standing controversy around Cena revolves around the nickname Super Cena. Coined by fans, it was a sarcastic jab at how he always seemed to win, no matter the odds. For years, Cena was booked as nearly unbeatable, constantly triumphing in big matches. Some fans felt WWE was favoring him too heavily, preventing younger talent from rising. At WrestleMania 22, despite playing the role of the hero, Cena was met with thunderous boos, a rare response for a company's top star. But instead of pushing back, Cena leaned in. He didn't complain or lash out at fans. He just kept showing up, kept performing, and slowly but surely started evolving. He began losing more often, allowing newer stars like CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and Kevin Owens to shine. His willingness to step back and let others step forward was a rare move in an industry where egos often rule. One of the most talked about dramas in his career came from his real-life tension with The Rock. When The Rock returned to WWE in 2011, he took verbal jabs at Cena in promos, sparking a heated feud that lasted nearly 2 years. On camera, it was a blockbuster storyline. Off camera, the tension was very real. Cena criticized The Rock for only showing up occasionally, saying he lacked true commitment to WWE. Unlike Cena, who was there full-time. Fans were divided. Some agreed with Cena, others thought he was out of line. Eventually, the two buried the hatchet and even worked together at major events. But their feud remains one of the most compelling in wrestling history. Then, there was the global controversy in 2021, this time far from the WWE ring. During a promotional interview for Fast and Furious 9, Cena referred to Taiwan as a country, sparking outrage in China. Under massive pressure, he issued a public apology, delivered in fluent Mandarin. While his apology smoothed things over in China, it triggered backlash in the West, with critics accusing him of bending over backwards to protect box office profits. The incident ignited fierce debate about free speech, global markets, and the cost of doing business in Hollywood. Cena's personal life hasn't escaped public scrutiny either. His high-profile relationship with fellow WWE star Nikki Bella was closely followed by fans and tabloids. The couple got engaged in the middle of WrestleMania 33 in what seemed like a fairy tale moment. But less than a year later, they called off the wedding. Rumors swirled, with many pointing to differing views on having children. Cena didn't want kids, Nikki did. Despite the split, both have spoken respectfully about each other since. Cena later married Shea Shariatsidi, a Canadian engineer with Iranian roots, in a quiet ceremony. Through it all, criticism, misunderstandings, personal setbacks, Cena never lost his cool. He rarely lashed out. He never played the victim. Instead, he stayed calm, kept moving forward, and let his actions speak louder than words. Ironically, the drama didn't damage his image. It made him more real, more human, and even more respected. Breaking into Hollywood, Cena's big screen breakthrough. For many WWE superstars, making the leap to Hollywood is the dream, but more often than not, it ends in disappointment. Plenty have tried. Few have succeeded. But John Cena? He didn't just make it. He broke through, earning respect not only from wrestling fans, but from audiences who had never watched a single WWE match. Cena's film journey began in 2006 with The Marine, an action flick produced by WWE Studios. The film wasn't a critical darling, but it gave Cena a taste of acting and opened a new door. He followed up with a few more action-heavy roles in movies like 12 Rounds, 2009, and Legendary, 2010, but his career didn't really take off until nearly a decade later. The turning point came in 2015 with Trainwreck, a raunchy comedy directed by Judd Apatow. In it, Cena played a hilariously awkward boyfriend, way outside the tough guy persona people expected. To everyone's surprise, he was funny. Like really funny. His comedic timing, self-deprecation, and charisma completely changed the way Hollywood looked at him. That one role unlocked an entirely new path, and Cena ran with it. From there, he started showing up in all kinds of movies. Daddy's Home 2, Blockers, and most notably, Bumblebee, part of the Transformers franchise. He wasn't always the lead, but he was proving himself. He wasn't a wrestler trying to act. He was becoming an actor, period. Then 2021 happened, and John Cena officially became a Hollywood A-lister. That year, he landed 2 major roles, Jacob Toretto in Fast and Furious 9, and Peacemaker in James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. As Jacob, he played the estranged brother of Vin Diesel's character, bringing surprising depth and emotion to what could have been a one-note villain. But it was the Suicide Squad that truly made Cena a breakout star. His performance as Peacemaker, a violent, morally conflicted, slightly unhinged antihero, was so memorable that HBO Max immediately greenlit a full spin-off series. Peacemaker premiered in early 2022 and became a massive hit, cementing Cena's place in modern pop culture. He wasn't just dabbling in film anymore. He was a bankable, recognizable star. Outside of movies, Cena also proved his versatility as a TV host and media personality. He hosted Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? On Nickelodeon, popped up on talk shows, and even lent his voice to animated films. In every appearance, he was genuine, witty, and effortlessly likable. A far cry from the stoic powerhouse he once played in WWE. His success in Hollywood isn't just a personal win, it's a cultural statement. Cena, like The Rock before him, showed that wrestlers can be more than just muscle. They can act, they can be funny, they can connect with global audiences. Cena's journey is proof that if you work hard, embrace growth, and stay true to yourself, there's no ceiling. Net worth and personal brand power. Today, John Cena isn't just a household name. He's a multi-million-dollar brand. According to multiple estimates, his net worth has surpassed $80 million. A staggering leap for someone who once lived in a small apartment and delivered boxes to pay the bills. Cena's income comes from several major streams. First and foremost is WWE. For years, he was one of the highest-paid wrestlers in the company's history. Even though he's no longer a full-time performer, Cena still shows up for marquee events and remains one of WWE's biggest draws. His contracts have included not just base salary, but a cut for merchandise, shirts, hats, wristbands, and anything else stamped with "Never Give Up" or "You Can't See Me." For a long time, no WWE star outsold him. But wrestling is just the beginning. His second major income stream comes from Hollywood. Roles in blockbuster films like Fast and Furious 9, The Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, and Bumblebee earned him paychecks ranging from hundreds of thousands to several $1 million per project. With his face plastered on movie posters, streaming banners, and global marketing campaigns, Cena quickly became a favorite among studios looking for star power with wide appeal. And then there are the endorsements. Cena has served as a brand ambassador for Gillette, Honda, Hefty, Gold's Gym, and even government-backed campaigns. What stands out is his selectiveness. He doesn't just say yes to every offer. The brands he represents usually align with his values: discipline, respect, and positive social impact. But focusing only on the dollars would miss the bigger picture. What truly sets Cena apart is how he uses his platform for good, especially in the world of charity. John Cena holds the record for the most wishes granted in the history of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. That's not a typo. He's granted over 650 wishes to children battling critical illnesses. No other athlete or celebrity even comes close. And here's the most remarkable part. Cena has never turned down a single wish. When asked why he does it, Cena gave a simple answer. If I can bring a smile to a kid fighting something that I can't even imagine, why wouldn't I? To him, charity isn't a PR move, it's a core part of who he is. This quiet generosity, paired with his work ethic and humility, is what makes John Cena more than just an entertainer. He doesn't flash his wealth on social media. He avoids scandal. He doesn't need to shout about his success. He just works, gives, and keeps showing up. In an age where fame often comes with controversy, Cena remains a rare example of consistency, integrity, and purpose. The inspiring legacy of John Cena. There are a lot of words you could use to describe John Cena. Wrestler, actor, celebrity, sports icon, face of WWE for nearly 2 decades. But when you look at his entire journey, from a skinny kid in West Newbury, Massachusetts, to a global superstar on and off the ring, the word that fits him best might just be the simplest: a man who never gave up. Cena didn't have a perfect start. He was rejected, booed, overlooked, and nearly cut from WWE early in his career. But he didn't fold. He adapted. He learned. He kept evolving. When the world doubted him, he responded with effort. When the public criticized him, he worked harder and spoke less. The phrase, "never give up," printed on his shirts isn't just a catchphrase. It's a life mantra. And Cena didn't just preach it. He lived it. On the mat, on movie sets, in everyday life. While other celebrities flaunted luxury lifestyles, Cena stayed grounded. While others chased headlines, he focused on service. He used his fame not to enrich himself, but to lift up others, especially the sick, the vulnerable, the overlooked. No noise, no gimmicks, just consistency, humility, and a tireless heart. He's also living proof that you don't have to be perfect to inspire people. Cena made mistakes. He's been misunderstood. He said the wrong thing and owned up to it, but he never ran from it. He corrected course, kept going, and earned even more respect because of it. John Cena's journey isn't just the story of a superstar. It's a message to anyone who's ever been underestimated, mocked, or told they weren't enough. If you don't give up, there will always be a way. It might not be fast. It might not be easy, but if you keep pushing, you'll eventually reach the place you're meant to be. And in the end, whether you're a diehard wrestling fan, a movie lover, or just someone who's always been curious about that guy in George shouting, "You can't see me." One thing's for sure, the world could use a few more people like John Cena.